And I have an amazing example of Arunima Sinha, who is an Indian mountaineer and sportswoman.
Hello everyone, welcome back to BWB Brunch with Books. In today's episode, we are exploring Ernest Hemingway's classic, The Old Man and the Sea, and connecting it to life lessons from Oliver Burkeman's 4,000 Weeks. I hope you are enjoying this series. We have been exploring a lot of insights from these books with some funny moments from our life. And with this, I will like to know from more what is happening in the story Old Man and the Sea from Dr. Geeta. Over to you, Dr. Geeta. Please let us know more about the story.
Hi everyone. We meet a powerful character Santiago, old, weather-beaten, and labeled with bad luck in Ernest Hemingway's Nobel Prize-winning novella, The Old Man and the Sea. Santiago, an aging Cuban fisherman, hasn't caught a single fish in 84 days. The village whispers that his luck has run out, but his spirit refuses to break. One morning, he rose further into the ocean than ever before, chasing a catch that will test his strength, his skill, and his soul. Out there, surrounded by the vast ocean, Santiago learns a profound truth. You cannot command the sea or the fish, but only yourself. This is not just a story about a battle with nature, but about endurance, dignity, and the quiet courage to keep going. It's a reminder that life's true victory lies not in the prize, but in the resilience we bring to the battle. So, Santiago is out in the ocean and he is watching the great birds and the dolphins fishing in the ocean and enjoying their presence there. And he feels great respect for them. He also remembers the turtles and he remembers the turtle eggs he would eat to keep up his endurance and the shark liver oil he would drink to build his strength. It was available in huge barrels inside the port there. He suddenly feels the gentle tug on the line that was 100 fathoms deep down and knows he has hooked a big fish by the heaviness on the line. Santiago is now far out into the sea and he keeps thinking, if only the young boy was with me. Now, that massive fish keeps pulling him and the boat for the whole day. He's not able to, to pull the fish towards him. It pulls him and the boat, and it keeps moving. And the whole day and the whole night, it has been just keep on pulling him to the north side. So we later discover that it is a marlin fish. Now he keeps himself ready for the long battle and hopes to tire it out. He respects the marlin's strength and determination. The struggle has begun, but there is a deep sense of patience, respect, and endurance in the old man for the battle ahead. He is ready now. So I believe Santiago teaches us to be present in the moment and treat even the adversary with respect. He honors the giant fish as a worthy adversary. He is fully present in his task of battling the massive marlin fish, and his mind is anchored in the moment, not scattered. He is prepared for the long game with slow, steady persistence. Most importantly, the axis that holds it all together is patience. Patience is power. True strength often lies in the ability to wait for the right moment, not in rushing ahead. So my question is, have you at any time in your life balanced patience with your need for quick results? This question is for you, Siddharth. Please answer this. Tell me your reflections on this.
That's a beautiful question, Dr. Geeta. I will take a example from my childhood where, being a Bengali, I was not very good in Hindi, and this was a time when we had we were studying in an English medium school where Hindi was a must. I mean, second language, and we had to learn it well. We had a teacher who was very strict, and I made lots of mistakes in Hindi because at home we used to talk in Bengali, and Hindi was not just getting into me. And I was one of the days when I was made to kneel down, and my teacher said that you will never learn Hindi, and I was almost like teary in my eyes, and I was very sad. And when after the break, when I came back to home, my mom asked what happened. So I told her, crying, like, my teacher made me kneel down, and I felt so bad. She tells us that she insulted me in front of the class and told that I cannot learn Hindi ever. And she was very angry. He met the teacher in the parent teacher meet, and she asked, why did you say that? Well, yes, your child is not learning Hindi well. And she said, you are Bengalis and you don't know Hindi well. So I think he will never learn Hindi. But my mom took that like a challenge. It was amazing to see her learning Hindi just for me, and I was very patiently giving all of my time and attention to learning this particular subject so well that at the end of the session, I scored very well and I topped the class. And the same teacher who made me kneel down said, "How come you learned so well?" And I told that my mom made me learn it. She made, even when our relatives were coming, she was talking, she made everybody talk in Hindi, and we had a whole environment in the house that nobody can talk in Bengali while I am studying Hindi. So I can relate to this example because, yeah, I believe patience has a lot of power. We can very quickly, fail to see its power because it doesn't give results immediately. There is no instant gratification when you are looking for quick results, right? But you fail. Patience is the only way to learn through hard work, and I feel that this example is taking me back to that point that if we have patience in our life, then we can win anytime. So that's my lesson. Over to you, Shitapa. What is your takeaway?
Beautiful lesson, and I can relate you, Siddharth, because my case was just reverse. I shifted from Jharkhand to Bengal, and that's where I had to learn Bengali. And when me and my sister, we are twins, so we went to the same class, and we wanted to learn Bengali. And that time they said no, they do not know from class 1 to 5. Already we have taught Bengali. They have zero level of understanding. With class 6, they cannot cope up. So didn't denied us to give Bengali as a subject. So we couldn't learn that as a subject, which my parents hoped that we can learn because that was our mother tongue also. So it never happened that they taught us that language. So we had to select Hindi only as an option, and my education happened. But my grandmother and grandfather were very particular about it. So during summer holidays, my grandfather used to teach Bengali to us, and he used to read the newspaper and see whether you can read Bengali. So that's how was the challenge. Now I can read Bengali to the extent I was learning, but again out of touch for a long time. I don't know how fluently I will read through, but yeah, these are challenges which we go through, and with patience, I think we tend to learn many things. Similarly, patience have been there throughout. I was like in an environment which is very competitive in this school because my environment of school changed. So in Calcutta, education is very important. So if you are not intelligent, that means there is a group of people who may not mingle well with you. That is how the environment was. Like intelligent people will have a group, and then the others will have their own groups. So it was one of those incidents where my mother was called, and she was literally taunted that I'm not doing well in maths, and my dad is really good in maths, so and he was not managing that much time to look us, so we had taken that tuition, ensuring she will teach us, but rather she was only telling me all this, that we are not capable to do it well. And she called mom and said so, in a bad tone, that we are not intelligent enough, can't do much well in life, all this. And later now I feel that what is the use of those learnings which we never implement actually in life. It was more important to be patient and learn whatever is needed, deliver it, because you may not be needing that throughout your life. So if it is, you're not expert, it's okay, be patient with what you know and go by the flow. That taught me to survive and do well in life, I will say. So over to you, Sujata, for more insights from the book.
Thank you, Shrikapa. So, what you just said, that also resonates with what Burkeman says. Like he also says in 4,000 Weeks, he introduces something which he calls the watermelon problem. You know how a watermelon looks perfect and shiny on the outside. Uh, but what really matters is what's inside. It's a metaphor for how we often present our lives: polished calendars, productive routines, impressive posts. But inside, we might feel overwhelmed, anxious, or sometimes just hollow. Berkman, he also gives a reference of a very weird viral video where people wait for 44 minutes for a watermelon to explode under rubber bands. Means how boring it must be. Imagine watching just a watermelon, waiting for it to explode, that also for 44 minutes. So why? Because that's distraction, not laziness, but avoidance of something deeper. And that contrast is exactly what we don't see in Santiago. He's not putting on a show. He's far out at sea, watching the birds, the turtles. Even when the massive fish, the marlin, pulls him, he is fully present in the moment. He has not caught a single fish. Still, doesn't feel distracted. He hasn't performed, but his focus is there all the time, just the work. His patience is incredible. He's not chasing quick results, he's anchored in the experience. So, the takeaway here is patience is power. That's what Berkman says, that your inside and outside must be aligned. You don't have to do something just to impress the world. Santiago shows us also how important it is to have just purpose, not polish. So now, Jasveer, over to you to add further insights to this thought.
Thank you, Sujata. Yes, patience is definitely power. And I would like to add this from my own life experience. Recently, my 16-year-old daughter was appearing for her board exams in March. And we had a full-time helper uh, who unfortunately had a severe heart attack, a cardiac arrest, early morning one day during her exams. And we rushed him to the closest hospital, and they had to operate on him, had to do an angiography. And fortunately, that day the exam was not there, but her exams were going on. So I managed, and my husband had to get back to work. So I managed to take care of the house and managed to attend to my helper who was in hospital because he didn't have any family here. And at the same time, I had to maintain a calm, not get overwhelmed with the situation because it was definitely very challenging. Because I had to be calm so that my daughter doesn't get hassled and she doesn't get worked up because there was work at home and there was, this person who was actually fighting life and death because the doctor had clearly said that she was constantly keeping a watch on him. He was in the ICU. He would have collapsed any minute, and it would have been very tragic because he didn't have his family here. So there was a lot happening, and it was extremely stressful, but I didn't let my daughter experience anything, any of this stress. She was focused on her studies, and I'm grateful to God that he survived this cardiac arrest and the angiography helped him. So, after he was discharged from the hospital, after a week, we sent him back to his village. And during this 15-day period, it was extremely challenging, and it was extremely difficult to maintain peace and calm without disturbing the situation at home, so that my daughter can comfortably give her exams. And with God's grace, she did very well in the exam. uh, the irony of this situation is that the other maid that I found after 15 days, once her exams got over, she also experienced a heart attack. So it was, the challenges were not getting over, but I maintained my patience, and I endured this entire time, and God was kind, and I'm happy my daughter did extremely well, and she didn't get affected negatively by this whole thing. So yes, definitely patience plays a very important role in everyone's lives, each of us. And I think every mother, irrespective of whatever situation, has to endure a lot and stay patient. And it says it takes a village to bring up a child, and it's true. And every mother here, in every part of the world, literally plays the role of a village. So yeah, that's what it is. So I hand it over to Dr. Geeta, and she'll tell us more about the old man and the sea. Thank you.
Thank you, Jasveer. I really appreciate the resilience you showed in that difficult time. And, I feel it is a reflection of a mother in you that you were able to face it even though you were going through such a stressful time. And so also happens here that Santiago, he is in a very stressful situation because now the struggle between him and the marlin intensifies, and he is having the fishing line across his back, and it is cutting into his skin. So he has got a sack underneath it, and he is bracing himself with his knee across the side, and he just keeps holding on to the to the fishing line so that it is not slack and the fish won't pull him deep down, and he is just holding on to his and as if to his life into that the fishing line. And the fish is so powerful that his hands start to bleed, and he is feeling so tired. His hands have gone to his the hand has gone to sleep, and he knows that he can't feel any sensation in there, but he reminds himself to endure the pain and to keep his mind sharp. He also feels pity for the great fish he has netted, and he feels like he is my brother too, but I have to do this as a fisherman. So he remembers at that time one of the marlin fish of a couple he had netted before. So these two marlin, male and the female, they were just circling around, and then he had, it had bitten the bait, and the female fish had panicked. It struggled, it thrashed about, and it tired itself out, and then it was easily able, it was easy for Santiago to pull it into the boat, and then he quickly clubbed it to death. And he felt very bad, and even the young boy also was there, and they apologized to the fish and quickly clubbed it to death. And all the while, the male marlin was circling around and circling around, and when the female marlin was pulled into the boat, it took a great leap into the air, and it looked into the boat, and then when it saw that the female fish is not, it's not alive anymore, it just plunged into the depths of the ocean below. And this was such a sad situation, and he feels very sad about that memory. Santiago remembers that. He remembers it as a very beautiful fish because it had stayed till the last. He thinks that someone like him had taught this marlin fish, the which one he has netted, to stay deep in the depths. But fate has brought them together, and he thinks we cannot escape our fate. I believe Santiago teaches us that lasting achievements often require pushing past physical and emotional discomfort. In pursuit of something meaningful, quitting early is not an option. We see his hidden reserves of resilience as he continues to battle the Marlin day in and day out. His inner talk keeps him steady and focused despite his physical pain of holding the line steady, and his pity for the poor, struggling Marlin. Yet, Santiago chooses to endure the pain in his hands because his goal is worth the struggle. My question to you, Siddharth, in your life, have you ever pushed through discomfort or difficulty for doing something that mattered deeply to you? What was your takeaway from that experience? Please share.
That's a beautiful example and lesson from the old man and the sea. And I remember incident, part of my experiences, that when I came from back from US, I was very, I mean, I had uh, gained weight, and I was almost 90 kgs. Uh, I was fat, and even like I used to, we have a double-story house, and even if I had to go up and down on the stairs, it was such a difficult task for me. So I was very sad about that situation. So, and then my mom was also surprised that I had gained so much weight, and she told me that you have to get fit. And this was a time when I was very busy with my work, and I didn't know how to, get back to the fit regime. And my mom just was scolding me, and I took a challenge one day when she said that you are looking like a balloon. And I was like really pushed by that comment. And I decided that I will reduce my weight in very less time. Some challenge I took. And I used to eat a lot of junk food. I did a lot of research, and I love sweets. I have affinity for anything which is oily. So all those things were there, and so the food thing was definitely a factor. The other factor was not taking exercise seriously. So I did a lot of research. What can be done to reduce weight? And I did all that, and then I told that mom, I will get fit in 2 or 3 months. It was a difficult choice for me because mom knew that I'm going to be lazy at some point of time. I was like 2 days I was in the regime, and then I used to go back. I want to eat sweet and all that. But then that is what changed. I kept that one motivation in my mind that my mom should not call me balloon. So I took that as a challenge and I made sure that I leave sweet, I leave oily food. I started eating very healthy food. I started doing my exercise regularly. And in 3 weeks, I started seeing some reduction in weight. And then over a period of time, it took me almost 5 to 6 months. But I lost almost 40 kgs in those months. And I became so lean that even she was like impressed with me. He said, yes, that one comment helped. And I endured beyond my comfort. So I was really, and that was helpful as well because then I felt fitter. I was able to run better. I was feeling more productive. So all that happened. So I take it like a lesson like if we there are situations in life and we have to endure and take some decisions over comfort, take some steps which may be painful, but then they will have a better result for us, a benefit for us. So I feel that it is important that we take those decisions and move forward towards that. That's my takeaway. Over to you, Shitapa. What's yours?
Thank you for that inspiring story. I am sure many people must be now listening to you and taking this oath that they can take care of their health and be fit. But I have one more story from my life to share here. And mine is like I was always taunted for not able to be skilled in cooking or being as, a girl is expected in Indian setup that basic household things like brooming, cleaning, and doing the cooking stuff. So when I was quite big as such, I was in college, and they were expecting by now I should have some sense of cooking food and some sense of basic things which girls should know. And I was very good in outside. Work because I was always going out with my dad and doing those with him, but I was barely with my mom and doing my kitchen stuffs. So people taunted my mom saying what she will do. She will go and uh, put a bad image about you both in her in-laws' house and train her with some basic sense. Some things she should cook, what they will eat. These are the comments mostly my parents used to listen because of me, and my mom used to stare at me because even picking a half bucket of water was not okay with me. I was that bad. And I was very thin. Yes, that was another problem that everything felt very heavy and too much for me. So doing a jhadu pocha or brooming and cleaning was also very hectic. So I didn't even enjoy doing that. And getting ready was last thing I liked to do. So when they used to ask for come for any party, wedding, whatever, I will feel like going in jeans and top, which is worse. So my mom said, at least wear some decent skirt and top, which looks like a party wear. So I used to wear airline frock to cover up that okay, this can work. Salwar kameez is not for me. Used to look very bad in those because I don't know how to present myself in those. So with all these going on, I somehow started feeling that things are not going good in these aspects in my life. And patiently, one fine day, I reflected that no, when everyone can do, let me just give a try and learn one by one, step by step, these things. And gradually, I learned cooking patiently from chopping to, cooking. Gradually, all the cleaning stuffs I learned, and then getting ready. I took a course, honestly, to learn the basics of how to get ready because I was a person who is just zero knowledge with all those. So I took a basic to learn. It took an effort to learn that for 3 months, and yeah, today I feel confident that yes, with patience, I have learned quite a bit, and that's how I see my life changing. Over to you, Sujata, for the insights from the book, the Oliver Brookman's 4,000 Weeks.
Thank you, Sritapa. And thanks for sharing your story. I'm sure it will inspire so many of us because all of us go through that period. We all at times resist discomfort. What we do feel we don't want to do, we just avoid it. And that's what Burkeman introduces in his chapter 6. He titles it The Intimate Interrupter. And it's that little voice in us which whispers, hey, let's not do this. This is uncomfortable. Instead, let's scroll, snack, or switch tabs. Berkman says, it's not just about scrolling phones. It's about resistance to discomfort. He tells the story of Steve Young, who does a 100-day cold water monastic retreat. The pain of icy showers only fade when Steve Young stops resisting and fully feels the experience. Same way Santiago lives out in the boat. The struggle is brutal, his back aches, his hands are bleeding, he's tired, really, really tired. But he doesn't escape. He doesn't even complain. Instead, he leans into the pain, he talks himself through it. That's not just strength, that's wisdom. Berkman's message is clear: endurance over comfort. The urge to avoid is natural, but facing discomfort makes us stronger. Santiago shows you don't always need to feel okay to keep going. So let me ask the viewers also, when have you pushed through discomfort for something that really mattered? And did it teach you anything? It must have. Now let's listen to another inspiring incident, what Jasveer has to say. Over to you, Jasveer.
Thank you. Thank you, Sujata. Patience, endurance, resilience, these are values that we cannot do without. And I have an amazing example of Arunima Sinha, who is an Indian mountaineer and sportswoman. She was into volleyball, and she is India's first amputee to scale Mount Everest, Mount Kilimanjaro, Mount Elbrus, which is in Europe. So her story is that she was traveling to Delhi by a train, and she was pushed from a running train by robbers in the year 2011 while she was resisting them. And she fell on the tracks, and another train ran over her legs below the knee. And then she was admitted in AIMS hospital in Delhi, which is very famous. And that's where she learned about Yuvraj Singh, who is an Indian cricketer, and how he faced the challenge of experiencing cancer, and he overcame that and he got back to cricket. And that's where she drew inspiration. And while she was still under treatment, she decided that she wants to scale Mount Everest. And then she trained herself for it. She joined the national monitoring course, and she was fit enough. She got a prosthetic leg, with the help of which she scaled the Mount Everest. And she was in 2015, the government of India honored her with the Padma Shri. So this is an extraordinary story of resilience, endurance, and being able to push yourself beyond the boundaries. So this is exactly what shows that the human beings are capable of the impossible, because in the word impossible, there itself lies I am possible. So that's my story today. So I hand it over to Shritapa to conclude today's conversation. Thank you.
Thank you, Jasbir. And that was really inspiring story of patience and resilience. I'm sure this must have touched many people's heart, and we have learned some good inspiration from this book. To wrap up, what I will say is be patient, keep moving forward, and remember that growth comes when you through discomfort for what matters. And this is what we have learned from these two books. See you next time on BWB. Stay tuned. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. We meet you another day, same time, same place. Bye bye. Tata. Take care.